you may actually be happy about this.
The sun rises and your day begins. It's a new start, a new day. As you open your eyes, these clowns are here for you.
You want to see something else disgusting?
You gotta come out.
How come you suck?
Boom, 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 boom.
I lack confidence.
Bang, 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 bang.
Nope, sorry. Family show here. My
Boom,
apologies.
Boom, boom, boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, what's up? It's the Mark and Chris podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Wednesday today. Again, always losing track of these days. Who knows? It's supposed to be spring break this week.
Oh, is this? Okay,
This was supposed to be the week for spring break. It got moved to April. However, spring break's still going strong in the U.S.
In Miami? I
Miami
thought they canceled
Beach.
that.
Oh, buddy.
They were shooting like pepper bombs.
Yeah,
at
did you?
the crowd.
Just insane. I love it. Like, I think it's great. I should be in Disney this week.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, the thing about
Disney sold out. Is that true? Like, they're selling it out pretty much right now?
well, yeah, because they're only allowing so many people in.
Okay, so
in
it's
the
not
park.
full capacity.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, like the crazy thing about spring break in the States is it goes on for like a month because the spring
little
breaks are a
different,
little
yeah.
scattered by a week or two. So it's like, okay, all the Midwest has spring break this week, so then they all go to Florida. Then it's like the next week, everybody from like down south,
It's like late February to the end of March. And,
yeah, sometimes
you get
even
like
early April, right?
Yeah. You get like that 6 weeks.
yeah.
Nonstop. I wish I was down there.
But at the same time, it's like, because everybody's over it. Like, that's why everybody's just like, fuck it, we're going anyway. Like, you get these people who are, they shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, but it's been a year.
Well, that's it.
Like, we were told it was going to be 2-3 weeks.
And it's funny you bring that up because I did kind of think last year, because it was right at this time, and they had told, like, please do not gather in these thousands upon thousands of groups, and people still did. And I thought they were selfish at that point, right? Last year,
Sure.
like, I could see myself as 19 still doing that.
But last year.
But yes, last year. Now we're over it, like you said.
Yeah.
And we've had a year for them to get it under control, so now I'm not going to blame anybody. No, listen,
Sure.
don't go hurt other people just for the sake of it. Don't roll up to some random person's house and just go breathe on them. Like, but if you want to go party in spring break, wherever it is, and
Well, the best it's
Myrtle
it's
Beach
not
or
even
Florida,
just
Texas,
young people.
wherever.
Like, everyone blames, oh, it's the young people. No, like, the best story that came out of all this was the people in their late 40s who ended up hitting up spring break and got busted doing some pretty raunchy things to each other in broad daylight Saturday afternoon, 1:45 p.m.
How old were these people?
The one was 48, and I guess, the other one was 41. So a 48-year-old and a 41-year-old, a man
Are
and
they
a
just
woman.
that couple though? Like, is this just one off? Like, was there a lot of these, or was just this? That one couple that still thinks they're in their early 20s, kind of just loves to bang in public affection, and you're just like, guys.
Well, they're
come
not even.
on,
No,
grow up a
it
little
sounds
bit.
like I don't even know if they're technically a couple or if they met at spring break. It almost
Okay.
sounds like they met at spring break. Cops showed up, and the woman Lauren was laying on her back with her lady parts
Yeah.
exposed
Where are they from?
and free.
They from
This
north?
guy, well, no, it sounds like they're both from Florida, just different
See, I
parts
knew
of
it.
Florida.
See, that's it, right? They're just those people. I've never grown up like, yeah, the spring breakers are here. And this 48-year-old dude just rolls down there. And, of course, he gets lucky, and there's a 41-year-old person, and they just meet up.
So here's a question.
Of course
then.
it's
So, what happens, say you're single or even, you're not single, whatever. You have a family. But you still want to live in, like, the cool area, right? Where
Yeah,
the
like
young
these,
people,
like-
like these people,
Yeah.
but they still want to be cool. Like is that
Grant.
okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to live in Miami Beach, and I'm, like, 60 years old, but I still want to live on the Strip in Miami Beach.
Okay, yeah, I think you're fine. I do think there's, like, rules. Like this, I'm going to give props to Grant, this 48-year-old. If you want to be that cool guy, don't go hit on the 19, 20-year-olds. Like, you got to
So
stay
he's
in
going
your
for
lane.
so he just
Go
stays there
after
looking for the other
yes,
40-year-olds.
Upper 30s, even early 40s. Yes, do not be that creepy old guy. And then when you're 60, same thing. Don't go hitting on the 20-year-old. Nobody wants you when you're at that age, unless you're a billionaire.
I just love that he was pretty much doing what you would do, just going down on her, like in the middle of the street. Yeah. Or as the cop said, cunnilingus.
A gentleman right there. Attaboy, he knows. He knows how to get the party started, and that would be me. Like, right? Like I'm that 48-year-old. I'm just going to watch. Just going to watch. Then all of a sudden, I see some other freak down there, some 41-year-old.
Because there's always going to be more than just you, and that's what this guy's probably hoping for. He's riding
And there's
on
still
that.
women down there at that age who want to kind of still know that they're hot.
Well, you get those
shit,
recently
and-
divorced
yeah,
women,
and still
or
horny.
yeah.
Now they're seeing all these young people, and then some 48-year-old Grant gets lucky.
Not just still horny, hornier than the 19-year-olds.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah. The
You know?
19-year-olds, a lot of them are just down there to get fucked up, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously they get horny too.
The
but you're right.
40-years are going because they want to get laid.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yes, that's what they're
100%.
looking for.
Those
Yep.
40-year-old women, it's like
Yeah.
Stifler's mom, right?
Yeah.
She's just horny as hell. Yeah.
Getting that young bull. Yeah. That's awesome for
I
these
love
two.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
And like I said, I'd have more problem like, oh, they arrested this 48-year-old who was doing some 22, and you're like, man, that's just a little
Well,
creepy.
right, yes.
48
yes.
and 41, good for them. I knew
Yeah.
it was kind of one of those horny couples. I want to be down in Miami and Florida.
That's what I want. Oh, the dream.
The good old days.
It is that not funny? Like, our parents look at the good old days as the 60s. We're looking at the good old days as last year. Like, just a year and
It is
a
crazy
couple
how
months
much
ago.
Things have changed insane.
It's great. It's insane. I know. It really
Go
is.
back to December 2019 and just what it is. Unbelievable.
You get down that rabbit hole, though, sometimes, and then start looking like, oh, man, if you only knew, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm now getting down where I just am like, I just want to move away because I'm just so over this. Like, I just want to move to the States
But wait,
or something.
is it that much better in the States, though?
At least shit's open.
I
You can
guess,
go
man.
places, you can go to the beach.
You can go to yes,
Like-
Mark. Just go to Florida. Just go
Well,
to
I'm
spring
just,
break.
you can go to bars. You can, hey, it's normal. We drove by a park over the weekend, and there were probably 100 people at the park just playing. And I was like, at first, I'm like, ooh, yeah, like that looks good. Like, how long till the cops show up? And Jen's like, you know what? I like it. It makes me feel normal. And I'm
I
like,
think the
yeah.
cops are showing up to a park, man. I don't.
Well, I
I know,
know. I didn't actually think that.
But it's
I'm
crazy
just like,
now to actually think that in your head.
and
of
I was
where we're
almost
at.
judging, and then Jen said, yeah, but it makes me feel normal. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? No, fuck it. It is normal. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, that should be allowed. No, we shouldn't be looking at that and questioning it. But I hate that I do now. Like, I look at big groups and I'm like,
Ooh, yeah, you're counting. I'm like,
Yeah,
1,
like, I don't-
2,
I shouldn't-
3, 4. Ooh, they
I
got more
shouldn't
than
have
10.
to live like that, where I'm worried about big gatherings.
But I don't think you have to. That's your own fault in a way.
It is. Sure, it is.
In a way.
I go back and forth. Like, even they're starting to announce tours for this fall, and I'm like, should they be announcing those already? But I get the bands that they're just like, okay, hopefully by the fall, shit's back to normal. Like, they're not booking shows for June or July. They're booking shows for October, November, which is probably smart because
But we also said that last year in last June and be
Sure.
like, hey, listen, they're not booking it for the summer.
but notice-
they're waiting until early 2021.
but they're not booking Canadian dates, only U.S. dates,
no,
because the
they
U.S. has got their shit in order. Whoever thought we would say, wow, the U.S. really has it together? Like,
Except
just
for mass
because of what
shootings.
happened the past, well, yeah.
They still got issues. But yeah, no, you're 100% right. You
Just
would've
because
thought-
of what
yeah.
happened the past 4 years, it's like,
And the numbers and being like, okay, or the vaccination numbers.
Well, and that too, yeah.
No, it's weird. And I was kind of back and forth. I'm not running to say a bar because I'm not that type of person to sit in a bar with only 10 other people. I have
Right.
been to a restaurant now, even here in Windsor with only
Oh, yeah.
like whatever, because I like to not have dishes. But I'm over it. If concerts are here, I'm going. If say I could get to Comerica Park for opening day, I would go. I'm over it now. My parents they went for their first vaccination yesterday, so now I'm kind of like a little.
which
okay.
one did they get? Do you know?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there's too many now. You're right. I should ask them. I'll
Well,
find out.
and remember I was saying how it sounded like the AstraZeneca one was the best one of all, and now they're saying that's the one I think they're saying now is 100%.
Yeah, for certain age groups, there's still some risk with ages, but yeah, that's turning out to be the good one.
That was the one nobody wanted. Remember, the countries didn't want it. Canada was like, "We'll take it. We can't get any of the other ones." So yeah, just give us that one.
We're getting
We got
expired
Mark and
vaccines.
Chris's COVID vaccine
Yeah, we
here.
just
Like,
take
yeah, we made it
Whatever
in
you
our
guys
bathtub.
got.
Yeah,
What a crazy. But I'm over it. I'd be going to stadiums. I'd be going to concerts.
100%. Yeah, no, I agree.
Again, taking the conscious. I bring some sanitizer in my pocket.
Are you still gonna wear? So you go to a concert, you go to a sporting event. Are you gonna wear a mask?
Yeah, until I get my nachos and cheese and hot dog. Yeah, I think I would if I'm just sitting there. Now, am I at Comerica Park on a 95-degree day when it's humid as hell?
Well, that's it.
I'm probably going to have a water
Again,
bottle or
it's-
a beer in my hand anyways, or one of those slushies, so, like, I'll be sipping on them. I think I will a lot of the times have a mask. More for griminess.
Yeah. Well, did you see a lot of concerts are selling tickets in groups, so you can only buy your tickets in like pairs or fours. And you can't just buy single tickets anymore. Not that many people bought just a single ticket, but some, like, you have to buy 4 tickets. And then that's how they have the little sections.
Yeah, and then
So
you
you'll
can
have
space
your
it a
little
little
table
better. Yeah.
with 4 chairs, and that's how, which I kind of like that,
don't
to
mind
be
that.
honest. I always hate
Because when I can only find 3 people, I'll find a homeless guy. I'll bring him with me.
But
You ever do that? Comerica
No.
Park? I did.
no,
Yeah.
no.
He had the greatest time in his life.
Of course he did.
I had to drag him out of that guy. Was so drunk.
Oh, Jesus.
But no, I like that.
I like that better, the whole groups. And then, okay, it's reserved. Like, I'm at the age now, I don't want to have to fight to get to the front. I don't want to be standing there, and then you got these drunk asses then pushing me through.
Yeah, we're
like,
past that age. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I love to just, like, the Fillmore Detroit, for example, if you've ever been there, and they have the reserved section, like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
And call me old, I like to
Oh,
sit
yeah,
there
we're not
and
going
enjoy
to the
it.
pit anymore. Like, even when we would go.
No.
and, like, Kim
No.
Scott and her friends and Sammy who does it, but they'd be in the pit. Like, you and I, like,
I
nah,
can't do
man,
it.
we good.
Buddy, like, even when I go to big festivals now, it starts getting, like, I try to stand close when I can, but then if I look back and I see there's like 20,000 people behind me, I say to Jen, I'm like, yeah, we got to get out of here.
Claustrophobic.
I get claustrophobic. And I think it goes back to, again, when Craig would lock me in closets. My brother Craig would lock me in closets, and again, the garbage can incident and stuff like that. So,
And as long as they keep it to 2 and 4, I don't need, like, okay, you got to buy 10 tickets. Like, this
Well,
is some charity ball event where you have to fill a table. Like, no, 2 or 4.
do you think, I have a tickets for an event in May. Do you think they're going to cancel that? Like, I still haven't, they reschedule.
what?
It's for a comedian at Caesars Windsor.
Yeah, Caesars ain't having that.
Yeah, but like, I'm waiting. I'm like,
They've been
okay,
waiting,
we're already at the end of March now.
Yeah, no,
like,
they
where's my
canceled
tickets?
concert like 2 weeks, a week and a half out from the one. I forget what it was back in
Jeez.
February
Like, I want my
or
money,
January.
and I actually meant to take my money last year when they canceled it, and I bought tickets for my in-laws as well. So they were like, yeah, get our money back, and then I forgot.
I don't know, like it's weird how late they like. Because I don't think it's like a Ponzi scheme where they need your money to like funnel other money and fund other stuff, yeah, right? Because you're just like, guys, like this concert's not happening. Like you'd
Well,
think
it's
like,
not.
okay, let's just get rid of it and get it over with
Yeah.
and give you the money back quicker. But no, they waited.
You would
out
think.
Caesars, but
Still waiting for that money back for my cruise too.
oh,
Don't
you
know
finally pulled out.
That's in Jen's. I don't know what she's doing.
The best is August is gonna come. Pack your bags. We're going on the cruise.
No, it's canceled.
Fully?
The cruise is canceled for this
They
year.
went out of business.
Well, no, Justin Trudeau canceled all cruises out of
cruises.
Vancouver, right? So, I know that you have a job, but I like to still bring these opportunities to
Yes,
you
please.
just in case,
Yeah.
because I feel like this is something that you would be into. You love your wine.
I do. Nice cab Sauv.
Well,
Low.
lots of companies these days are hiring people for ridiculous jobs. We heard about the one, the candy taster that I
Yeah.
applied. And you know what?
Did you ever
That-
hear back?
No, that fucking pisses me
You
off
were
that they
good
didn't.
for that.
I was,
Yeah.
I'm an influencer. We have a whole fucking Munchie segment, and these assholes didn't even, not even, an
Call
email back just saying thank you for your application. I think
That's one I thought like you might actually have a shot.
but you know what? I think all that's. I'm starting to think a lot of these jobs are bullshit, and they just do it so that people like us and radio people talk about it, so that way it gets their company some free publicity, right?
Yeah, we're suckers. You're right. Yeah.
And again, I think it's usually just a publicity stunt and whatever. But supposedly this company,
Can
it's
you tell in his voice he's still
it's
bitter?
real. This company is stunt hiring for real. They're called Murphy Good Winery in Sonoma County, California, and they're hiring someone off the internet to move to wine country for a year. All you got to do is drink wine and learn the industry and you won't believe how much they're. Most of these it's like, we'll pay you $200 a week, or even
like for the year,
$500.
like this would be like 30 grand.
I'll pay you
Like, you're to live
$500
in
a week.
California, okay.
I think the most I ever saw was $1,000 a week, and I was like, well, that's pretty good just to do that. This one, paying you $10,000 a month.
Damn, if my math is right, that's 120 G's.
It is
wine?
120.
Oh,
yeah, $120,000 for the year. Plus, they're going to give you a free place to live and 30 free cases of wine. 120 grand, a place to live for a year, and 30 free
Send
cases
me
of
this
wine.
application, 'cause
Right?
I want in, but like,
They're looking
I have
for
a feeling
wine
there's, like, some
lovers.
fine. I bet you got to drink like 2 bottles a day, and you're just
And-
plastered for 365 days.
And you're being paid 120.
I know, but
and that's
sooner or later, you're
American.
gonna be blackout. But
and
even
that's
that-
American.
Yeah, I'm in.
right?
I love my California wines too.
So you go to murphygoodwinery.com.
White, like even though like I'm a red guy, like I can still do my white. I can have a glass.
Look at this.
It.
So
I can do a rosé.
I think we should apply together.
Drier the better.
And 2 for the price of one.
One, yeah, we'll split that.
Like, bro,
Yeah,
it's a dream job
That
here.
is, wow.
So they have many different types of wine. So they want you
Cabernet,
trying
rosé,
all of
Chardonnay,
them.
like I just tell you.
So here, but of course they want an influencer, right? Someone who's going to be posting videos and getting a good following, all of this type of stuff.
Instagram account with no profile picture and
Like,
no followers.
Look at this. Who you are believes yoga in the vineyard.
Oh, they want some wine
Like,
and yoga
what?
pictures in the mountains for sure. Oh, yeah.
Your preferred Swiss Army knife is a wine key.
Oh, yeah.
Answer yes, please, when someone asks you red or white. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pivot your career/life to create an adventure of a lifetime in the wine industry. Oh, you got to be authorized to work in the U.S.
Damn it.
Shit. This sucks. Maybe we could convince one of the Peely Island wineries
To do this. I don't know. They're giving us $120K.
and a place to live. Yeah.
Hey, Master Nardi, North 42.
Dude,
Wow, you guys-
right? Get some of those on board. This is great, though, for anybody who's a wine lover. I mean,
And it's actually one of the.
shit,
But
man.
now, do you think this is a real job? Because now you have me starting to doubt it. Like, do you think those Netflix jobs, like, just watch Netflix movie and we'll give you $40,000 a year, aren't actually jobs?
Yeah, I
People
don't.
just talking about it.
This one seems legit. I mean, I think you're going to end up having to pay a lot of money if you want a good social influencer anyway, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. This looks like it's Murphy, whatever. They're hiring one position to really run their socials, being an influencer, getting that word out. So
Do you want to know what worries me, though?
$120K, though.
What worries me is, what if the wine sucks and then you're forced to drink this
Yeah,
wine every day?
Okay, for you, like you said, you're getting paid. Yeah, it's just the greatest wine ever. Yeah, you go puke it up after. Right? Yeah, you don't put that on the Instagram.
I've
but-
had shitty beer too, and after you have 2 or 3 of them, it doesn't taste as
That's
shitty.
what I was worried too, because
So-
they're gonna have to make you drink a lot of wine.
So here, look, they got a rosé, Sous Blanc, Chardonnay. Is it Sous Blanc?
Sauvignon Blanc. I
Yeah,
don't know.
whatever.
Yeah. That's why I just call it a cab sauv.
Pinot, red wine blend, a Merlot. I ain't drinking any fucking Merlot.
You don't like Merlot? I love a good Merlot. Nice and dry,
Petit.
though. If it's dry.
That was me quoting the
Oh.
movie Sideways.
Gotcha.
Have you never seen the movie?
No, I've never
Oh,
seen
buddy,
Sideways.
buddy, you need to watch
That's a good one?
Sideways. Paul Giamatti, and it's all about wine. Yeah, it's great. But like, I mean, it is, but it isn't. Yeah,
It's a $35 bottle, damn.
Yeah, look at this.
$45 of a cab
It's
sauv.
45. Oh, it is.
I'm gonna grab a Murphy bottle out of the LCBO.
Wow,
if you
yeah,
got
they're
it.
not cheap.
No, it looks like a decent company. And
I mean, the
they're
Merlot's
hiring a
15
one position
bucks.
for one position, $120,000
Do it.
a year.
If
I
you
live
want-
in California, that's probably like, and it's wine country, right?
Yeah, but they're giving you a place to live.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
that's
it's a great job.
again, murphygoodwinery.com if you want to do it.
We don't have a shot though, you know that.
we
right?
don't have a
Like,
shot,
All
but-
those pictures, like, did you not?
They're
notice
all
something?
smoking hot
Yeah,
girls. Yeah,
no.
of course. If you're a smoking hot girl,
And
they
likes
get
to
all
do
the
yoga
jobs.
and
They get all the good jobs now.
white male privilege, my ass.
They're the ones making all the money
I'm
on
just kidding, it is.
OnlyFans,
Right?
you know? I haven't made any money with my Adolf Dickler. I'll tell you that.
He's got one subscriber. It's his wife just to check up on him.
Yeah, really, it is.
He's still doing it though daily. Like, Mark, you don't have to put on a show for your wife.
Again, Murphy Good Winery, that's good with an E.com if
Okay.
you want to sign up for that. I don't know. I mean, if you're American, hey, do it. Let
Since
me
we're
know.
talking about you, Murphy, if you want to sponsor the podcast.
Yeah, that's great. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. An argument over chicken nuggets led to this. And also,
I won't make fun until I hear this.
a guy was fired for aggressive use of these. We'll talk about all that.
Stop touching people.
Talk about all that and more coming up right here on the Mark and Chris podcast. We'll be right back. I just don't feel safe sitting in a room with you.
The Mark and Chris Podcast.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
The Mark and Chris Podcast.
we're back. It's the Mark and Chris podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Chris brought some delicious coffee again today. Thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome.
I don't know where I was going. Oh, yeah.
We had something about some guy
chicken nuggets I was going to talk about because I love my chicken nuggets.
And he's like, some dude aggressive with something.
nuggets.
Thank you. I'm a nugget guy, and you
Love
chirped me
nuggets.
about boneless wings, which are just nuggets, and I love my nuggets.
Okay,
Love
but
nuggets.
yeah, but there's a difference. Like if I'm okay, there isn't. Never mind.
Not really. Some are pink slime, some are actual kind of pieces of chicken.
I got some weird looks, so I did some Easter Seals pre-records this past weekend, and they always get like McDonald's. McDonald's is a sponsor, so they bring like McDonald's and stuff. So there were hamburgers, cheeseburgers, quarter pounders with
Donald
cheese,
Trump putting this on?
and Big Macs. And I said, I'm like, why ain't there any chicken? And I got the look like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, like not to be, rude or anything.
That's
that
not
guy,
thankful and grateful for
But
what
and
you
I said,
have given us.
this is great. But I said, instead of doing quarter pounders and Big Macs and cheeseburgers and hamburgers,
Something different. Yeah.
why not do
Even a McChicken or
a
something.
McChicken or chicken nuggets? I said, do you really need the Big Mac? And fine, if you want that, fine. But like maybe get rid of the cheeseburger because you already got the quarter pounder with cheese, which is technically just a cheeseburger. And then you get chicken nuggets or again a McChicken or something.
These are
People
his
looked at
concerns,
me.
at a
People
charity
looked,
event,
people looked at me like I had just stabbed my mother in the face. Like
It's one of those things. It's just you keep to yourself. You can think about that. You can. Tell,
I was
like, your
trying to
significant
consult and offer a
That's
good
not
opinion.
the time. It's not the time.
But finally,
If somebody like before the order was placed was like, okay, does this look good? And you're like, well, why don't we do this before? But now that the food is there, to bring up that there should be chicken.
well, they did the same last year. So I said, look, I'm just saying, and I got the looks. And then finally, somebody. Ram had this guy's name's Ram. He had my
Ram's
back,
a great guy.
and he was like, he makes a point.
Ram's
like,
I
well,
could go for a couple
yeah.
nuggets right now.
Like, what if somebody doesn't eat beef? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like, there's.
you eat when you get home. Like, yeah, I know.
I'm
I do. I
just-
agree. It's
I'm
just
just
the timing.
saying.
I don't think the timing was perfect.
Like, I'm just saying. That's all. Okay. Anyways,
No, I
offering
hear
it
ya.
up.
I hear
I
you.
like my
Spread it
chicken McNuggets. Do I like my chicken McNuggets a lot? Yes. Do I love chicken McNuggets? Yeah, I would say I love chicken
What's your
McNuggets.
go-to dipping sauce?
It used to be sweet and sour, but now I've been going to that spicy habanero, which is freaking delicious, right? I don't know if I love chicken McNuggets as much as this 23-year-old woman named Lillian Barnett, though, from Bedford County, Tennessee. Last week, she got into a massive argument with her girlfriend over chicken nuggets. And unfortunately, we don't know exactly what they were fighting about. Maybe somebody ate the last one.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe somebody thought they were chicken McNuggets and they turned out to just be imitation chicken
Somebody
McNuggets.
dipped it in ketchup, and they should get
Maybe
knocked
that
out for
too.
that. Yeah.
Or, they said, go buy the Jane's chicken nuggets, and you came back with the store-bought brand, Who knows? It got physical, though.
Yeah, damn.
And when a cop came to arrest Lillian because it got that physical, she bit the cop. Bit the cop.
Okay.
Maybe she was still hungry from not getting her nuggets.
And of all the people you
I
bite
don't
in
know.
that situation, cop probably not number one.
That is Lillian right there. Not sure what's going on with her hair.
Yeah.
It's like black and long on one side and short and spiky in the middle and
It's
then
got
even
some,
shorter on the side. I don't know
There's
what's
something about
happening here.
Mary stuff going on.
Even
there
her
too.
shirt, like, I don't know
Half
what's
on,
happening.
half
Half on,
off.
half off. This is,
It
but
got physical over chicken nuggets.
But she's smiling, so she maybe got her chicken nuggets after all.
After all, she won. She's like, yeah,
Not
it
quite
was worth
sure.
it. I might be going to jail for a few weeks, but
Bit a cop after an argument with Chicken McNuggets, got aggressive. Now she is facing lots of charges: aggravated assault on an officer, domestic assault, disorderly conduct as well. Girl, they ain't giving you chicken nuggets in jail, though. I'll tell you that.
they
Well,
better
no,
be
you know what? Maybe they are.
They might,
They
yeah.
might actually have chicken. Maybe that's why she's smiling. Because she's like,
she knows the meal.
I got 8 months of nuggets.
It's like they give Wednesday nights. They give
Yeah,
chicken
but Lillian,
McNuggets.
if you're the bitch, you got to give those nuggets to the.
I really want to know
the
like
one
what
in
kind of
charge.
nuggets though. That's like my first one. Like were they the really good ones like Chick-fil-A? Like I'm not a big Chick-fil-A guy, but they have unbelievable
Chick-fil-A has
nuggets.
good nuggets?
Oh my god, delicious.
Does Popeyes have? Oh, Popeyes has nuggets,
Yeah,
right?
I've never had Popeyes
Neither
nuggets
have
to be
I.
honest. I go with the chicken.
You
so
know
spicy.
who I'm really upset about? Burger King. They had the chicken tenders, and I've mentioned this before, I think, to you.
The thin one type
They
of
had the
things?
thin,
Like
long ones, right back in the day, and they were juicy and
they were good,
delicious,
yeah.
and the batter was just
And
the
their sweet and
seasonings.
sour sauce or whatever it was so good.
Then
too. It
they
was like a little
changed them.
tangy.
They turned them into mini crowns, and they were always overcooked and dry as hell.
Even their chicken nuggets now are over.
Now the nuggets just look like McDonald's chicken nuggets pretty much with a different
But not as
batter.
good. Yeah.
They even have the weird freaking shape where it's like an oval with a hangy thing on the end.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, don't try to copy. You guys had the best tenders. Why didn't you just leave them like that?
Yeah, their chicken fries are okay, but you're right.
Chicken fries, it depends though, again, if they overcook them. And that's the problem. A lot of times they just overcook now. It's like a minute less in that deep fryer. But they had the best ones and they had to go mess with it. Don't mess with a good thing.
Was it you? Yeah, it was you, right? I used to take the breading off the chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah. Eat all the breading off the
Just
chicken McNuggets?
disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know why all of a sudden I got a vision that you just peel it off the breading on chicken.
I would also buy 50 packs of chicken McNuggets. Remember they used to sell the 50 pack for like $10 in the States, of course. And then I'd bring them home. I'd let them cool down a bit.
Yeah, you would eat 'em
then
cold and
Well, that
shit.
was good, but then even better, you put them in the oven at like 400 degrees for about
I agree with
7
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
And
That I agree with.
God.
Reheated chicken nuggets in the oven when you like make kind of a little crispy or like get
Holy
delicious.
shit,
Yes,
they're good.
unbelievable. You saying cold chicken nuggets are disgusting, and Lily and that girl should come and bite your ass. There is stuff where, like you said, peeling off the breading to a chicken nugget, you should get your ass beat. Heating them up in the oven for 7 minutes though, no.
Yeah, right? Like they're delicious. Delicious.
Yep.
I love it. It's amazing.
And then usually you're at home and you have all the sauces in your fridge
Oh,
to
yeah.
make like different ones.
It's
Oh my
just
God.
a shame how they're so overpriced in Canada.
Yeah.
Like compared to
like
the
10
States.
nuggets is like $8, and you're like, what the?
And then you go to the States and you're paying $10 or $50.
$1.99 for 10.
It's amazing. That's why I go to Burger King and get their nuggets because at least they're
It's
cheap.
$1.99 at least. Yeah, they're not as good.
By the way, those all dressed. Have you tried the all dressed nuggets from Burger King? Don't.
Are they in Canada?
They're only in Canada, I think, and they smell horrible. Your eyes will water, and they taste just as bad.
Yeah,
It's an all dressed. It's like an all dressed
and
chip
I like
seasoning.
all dressed, but
They're
no,
not
I don't
good.
need it on my nugget.
It's funny. My brother brought it out. I just bought him because I'm like, I'll try them. And then my brother Craig brought it up randomly. He's like, by the way, you try those all dressed nuggets from Burger King? Oh my God, they're gross. And I'm like, oh, so it wasn't just me. I'm like, good to
Trying
know.
to make it like almost like a dry rub, right? Like on a chicken wing
not
type
good.
of thing. Yeah, no, I'm all
Not
right. I'm
good.
all right.
Not good at all. But yeah, nuggets. People do crazy shit
They
for
will,
nuggets,
man.
man.
Hell yeah.
Just saying.
Nuggets are delicious.
Speaking of crazy shit, this might be the first guy to ever get fired over his aggressive punctuation. And I don't know if you remember, we actually talked about this guy, I believe, a while back. He's the first guy to actually get a settlement after he got fired over his aggressive punctuation. So this guy was a lecturer. His name is Dr. Benoit Sobnak, a lecturer at a university in the UK for 18 years. And he was fired last March, so about a year ago, for unnecessarily aggressive punctuation. Remember we talked about this guy or no?
I don't really remember,
Yeah.
no, but-
So the school mainly had an issue with how he used question marks. Like one text that he sent said, "Do you have to stay for dinner?" 4 question marks at the end of it. And quote, "Why don't you listen?" with 6 question marks after. But I do that too. I put a lot of question marks. And then somebody actually has told me before, like, that's pretty aggressive. You know what else I like to do? Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
That is a little more aggressive that way because you're making a statement kind of like with a question and like answer me now or like can you believe something happened?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, 6 question marks is a little aggressive on a question that why don't you listen? But like you're firing people over that?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Huh?
I guess they said that it made they made it feel like it meant something.
Okay, yeah, it does, man. Why the fuck don't you listen? Like, yes, it does. But instead of putting why the fuck don't you listen, I'm putting 6
Okay,
question
but you're
marks.
firing somebody over
Oh,
that.
that's what I mean. Like,
You know what I mean?
We talk about cancel culture and like society getting soft. This is one of the soft. It's like
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't listen in class, and I'm putting 6 question marks. Like, oh my God, he's yelling at me over a text.
So I guess an employment board agreed, and a judge just gave this dude a $20,000 payout. But
That's
I mean,
it for losing his job. Like, listen,
right? That's
there are
it.
so many university professors that should be fired, whether they're racist, whether they're sexist, whether they're touching people and saying stuff inappropriately, whether they're just being lazy. Like, listen, I went to university for 5 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
what the
too
hell were
many
your
because I
lecturers
needed. There is some bad professors, actually, a lot of them that should be fired. Like, this one shouldn't.
well,
be.
it's like any profession, right? There's always.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. But this guy.
Yeah.
Question marks?
Well, okay, so
No.
first off, this guy was looking for 4 times that amount.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't.
Should be even more.
But the judge said it was clear that he was doing some stuff that led to him getting fired.
That's what I mean. Should
and
he
the
have even
reason
been
the
texting?
well, but the reason the school used that just wasn't a good enough reason. They should have.
Yeah.
That it was like
For touching
that's
people
the-
inappropriately.
Well, but it's like you're gonna use aggressive punctuation as the reason to fire someone. Like find
Yeah,
one of the
I should've
other.
known there was
instances.
more, to the
You know?
story. Yes, he whipped it out in class. Should be fired. Like,
But again, maybe they didn't have enough proof there. But it's like, well, you need to find the proof. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, man. Why don't you listen to
Aggressive
6 question marks?
punctuation.
Yeah, that's awful. man.
I've been trying to cut back because I'm trying to think. I think it might have actually been this story that maybe then made me realize too. Somebody did tell me though, and brought it up, but I still continued after. But maybe it was this, and I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't be using all those question marks. It was kind of just a habit, You just
Yeah, and sometimes it can come off as aggressive, but like not every time would I say like why don't you listen for sure comes off and then 7 question marks is aggressive. But like just an actual,
But who's he
like,
asking? Do you have
want
to
a
stay
coffee?
for
Like
dinner?
question mark. I
Right.
don't think like, oh my God, I better answer now or Mark's gonna be pissed.
But I just I'd love to know who he's sending these texts to. Like, you're sending a text to someone. Do you have to stay for dinner? Like, and then 4 questions. Like,
yeah, I wondered that too. I have
And
a
then, like,
feeling
why
that
don't you
somebody
listen?
Text an excuse of why they can't make an exam or it's not going to be blah blah blah. Or I'm going to be late. And then
do
he's
you
like,
have to stay?
It's a
for
whole
dinner?
thing about texting your students.
You shouldn't be texting your teacher anyway.
I agree.
That's
You're
I mean,
just getting yourself into trouble. And now
Especially-
they're like concentrating on 6 question marks. Now, could they still say that in an email? Like it might be the same thing. That's why. This
Oh,
is just
maybe.
weird. This is just weird though.
yeah. So here's a picture of the dude who.
He looks like you don't put up with shit. No, he's one of those guys that like, yeah,
It's true though.
man. Yeah.
It's
Like, when did
true.
you say this paper was due? Why don't you listen?
Maybe I don't know. Yeah,
You should have got more than 20K though.
but again, the judge said it was like
Yeah, because of other reasons. Well, what are those other reasons?
that's what
I need to know.
And that's the
Don't-
thing.
Don't
They're
give
not
me that excuse.
saying.
And that's the bullshit thing. Like, well, yeah, okay, there might be some reason. I need to know what.
Yeah, I
so
wish
can
they would.
pick a side.
I wish they would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, was he
Unfortunately,
abusive?
they're not. I'm betting he probably was abusive, and not
abusive.
physically
No,
abusive,
verbally,
but
yeah.
verbally.
And they couldn't like. it
But
was
they couldn't
toxic.
get him on that.
But you don't think like after a while, like people are just recording. Like after a while, you say a lot of stupid shit as a prof. Like people start recording you. You're gonna catch them.
Well, you would think so,
But
right? That you
We
would
got him
think.
for question marks.
You would think. Dude.
Is that why you haven't found a job? You just emailing people with too many questions?
You know what? Oh my god.
They don't like your punctuation.
I have thought about that too, like how
I'm
I
really
send-
excited to work for your company! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! You put 6 like
Yeah, like I have thought
too
about
excited.
that, like with my emails. And it depends though who you're sending it to, and you almost need to know the person on the other end and how to speak with them. So like sometimes the job postings will be written a certain way where it's like I can joke around with them in my cover letter or whatever, right?
emails, texting, verbal like that.
Things
or-
come out wrong.
Oh yeah, or you just take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Your okay comes off. Oh, they're pissed off. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
just keeping it short and simple.
Yeah.
Totally fine, but
It's
it's tough to interpret over text, over messages.
it is. It really is.
So you got to be careful.
Yeah, you do. I need to. I've been working on that as well as my aggressiveness. You know, like when I'd yell a lot.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I've been trying to cut back, and even at home, I'm trying to be
That's good.
a lot chiller now. Jen's even noticed it, and it's a good thing that I
Been smoking
have
weed,
because.
attaboy.
Well, no, not that, but it's a good thing because I just read this study yesterday that said if you yell at your kids a lot, it can actually make their brains shrink.
No, it can't.
How weird is that?
It's weird and it's dumb and it's not possible.
Scientists say that harsh parenting which falls below the standard of more serious abuse, are common and even considered socially acceptable by many around the world. But there's studies that show it actually shrinks the brain, and it brings the emergence of anxiety and depression. And
I'm sure, I'm sure it could lead to more anxiety and depression. I'm sure it can lead to your child kind of closing you off or not wanting to. But it doesn't shrink the brain. It doesn't physically, scientifically shrink the brain. And this leads me to believe just their society getting soft. You're like, please don't yell at your kid. Like,
see, and that's
too.
right.
Yeah, there is a point, like to over the top yell and always be mad. No, there's a fine line. But if your kid is acting up, and sometimes you need to yell, or they're acting out in school and you need to discipline.
You have to discipline them, like we do timeouts
now. Yeah, but even that can lead to depression too, Mark. So
it's tough being a parent in this day and age. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And unless like a scientist comes to me and says like, no, that is true. It can shrink the brain. I'm not buying it.
I don't know. My kid's pretty smart, so I think we're pretty good now.
You can shrink it.
Yeah.
You can yell. Mark's just like, fuck it. I'm yelling.
I don't want him smarter than me.
Yeah.
Well,
you're too smart.
He's already there. Yeah.
Why are you yelling so much? I don't want an 8-year-old smarter than me.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Chris is going golfing tomorrow, so he ain't coming in.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got to get around it in March.
I'll see if Junk Food Jeff or something wants to come in. He's always willing to come in. So he's actually been working on some stuff, so he might want to come in and talk about all of that. So
Two jobless guys just chatting it up.
Just chatting it up. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. It's the Mark and Chris Podcast. Have a good one. See ya.
Who the devil are you? The Mark and Chris Podcast.